message your customer the night before you clean the windows. How do all Christmas you're cleaning one's the foul cost. So today I want to talk about communication with the customer. Do you do it? Do you not? Is there a reason for it? Okay. And I want to sort of nitpick at a little bit of the reasons why I've heard from people that don't text the customer, that don't communicate. They just rock up, do that, and hope the gates are open. Bit of background before we dive in. So I do text the customer the night before. I'm a big believer in communication. The way we operate is we text the customer the night before. We offer a full weekly service, generally speaking, a handful of fortnightlies and weeklies in there, but not many. We will text them the night before. We will turn up. That gate we expect to be unlocked, okay, or we can undo the bolt at the top of the gate, okay. We don't climb lock gates. We don't get the ladder off, climb and all that sort of stuff. It's like we text the customer. We come in all weathers, safety permitting. We clean the windows. You will get a text message the night before. Happy days. The customer comes home from work, marvels at the clean windows, and then reaches for their phone and pays us. That's it. Okay. Now, why do we text the customer the night before? It's so that it ensures that that gate and that access is left unlocked. And that's important to us, because the thing is, what we don't want to be doing is turning up to do 30 jobs a day, or 25, let's say 25 jobs a day, turning up, grabbing the ladder for 30 times, climbing over 30 gates, you know what I mean? Running the risk of breaking 30 gates, you know what I mean? And all this sort of stuff. Health and safety aside, you know, the safety of your staff is important, right? But the efficiency side of it, I mean, is mental. You could add quite easily an extra hour onto your day, climbing gates. You know, and would you rather spend that hour doing maybe, you know, 4, 5 other jobs, or driving to a little bit further out of your way to clean these other, you know, bigger houses, etc., and all this sort of stuff? There's better ways to spend your time than climbing over someone's gate when you could have just sent them a text message. So, you know, having sent them the text message, if that gate is left locked, we will clean the windows that we can reach safely, okay, and then charge them the full price. We don't climb gates, okay. If that gate is locked, or we cannot get through it, then that's just how we operate. And I hear, and especially at the Clean Expo, where it was really nice to talk to some of the subscribers to the channel and other people that run window cleaning businesses, and it shocked me to some extent as to how many people choose not to do this. And a lot of them do it out of insecurity and fear that the customer won't go for it, that the customer won't accept it. And I've had it myself where, you know, I decided within the first 12 months of me starting my business, I went through the first 12 months trying to figure out what works, what didn't work, and made a catalogue of catastrophic errors and stuff like that. You know, how I deal with people, how I talk to people and stuff like that. And it's been the trial and error. But let me tell you this, I could not have grown a business the size that I have if I chose not to communicate with the customer, not to text the customer the night before, to ultimately do that when it comes to sort of health and safety. From an efficiency point of view, you know, if you turn up to a customer's house and they've left the gate locked, and it's like, oh well, I only have to pay for half, and it's like, well, no, because you've taken up a slot on my rota. You wanted the back doing, and as a result of that, you being on my rota, I'm unable to be in 2 places at once, and I cannot, you know what I mean? So you have a place on the rota, you ask for a service, I turn up to do the service. If for whatever reason, you know, I've texted you and you've not let that gate open, that's not my fault, that's yours. And if that's your fault, then you pay, not me. You pay full whack. Now that can come across as a bit abrupt, and I get it, I do. But there are ways of explaining this to customers. So when I sign a customer up, I do explain these things to them in a calm, polite manner and all this sort of stuff. And I do say to them things like, you know, we'll text you the night before. If that gate is left locked for whatever reason, or we can't access the back of the house, we'll clean the windows we can reach, and then we charge the full price. You know, and you know, as I've got wages to cover, I'm sure you understand. And 99 times out of 100, you hear, "Oh yeah, I completely understand. Yeah, it's not a problem. Yeah, it's fine." You know, people are not idiots, but when you talk to them on a level and you communicate efficiently and confidently, I think because here's the thing: is if you came across and said exactly what I've just said, but in a way where it was like, well, you know, if the gate's left unlocked, if it's okay, we have to charge it. If it's okay, we have to charge the full price and all this. Customer's just going to go, well, hang on a minute. But the way you carry yourself, the way you communicate, has to exude at least a little bit of confidence, because otherwise the customer's just going to go, no, I'm not having that, mate. Not a chance. But if you explain it in a matter-of-fact kind of way, you're not being hostile, but you're not being a pushover. You are just stating a fact. That is the way we operate, and you know, if that works for you, we'll find a slot on the rotor for you. And 9 times out of 10, you get no drama at all. And the 1 time out of 10 someone does say something about it, well, quite frankly, they're not my type of customer, and I'm better off without them, to be honest with you. You know, there's a lot of people saying, well, we don't text, you know, I don't text the customer the night before. What if they cancel? Well, what if they do cancel? If your customer is the sort of customer that will just go, actually, you turn up at the door, and I've had this myself, actually, about 5-6 weeks ago. We turned up to a lady's house, a lady's windows, and she came to the door and said, "Not today." And I just said to her, I said, I'm sorry, my love, it doesn't work like that. You asked for a full weekly service. I am here. I have driven across town to clean your windows. I did message you the night before. I messaged you last night, etc. You know, so, you know, it's one of those, my love. If it's going to be a case of ad hoc window cleaning, which we don't offer, you know, sorry, you know, if it's going to be a case of ad hoc window cleaning, then I'll charge more. If it's going to be a case of 8 weekly, we don't do 8 weeklies, then I'm going to have to remove you from the rotor, my love. It's just the way we operate. You know, if you're on my rotor, or on our rotor, should I say, if you're on our rotor, you take up a slot. And in taking up a slot, for example, I've just driven from from the last job to here to clean your windows. I could have, if you'd have texted me, replied to me last night and said, actually, Chris, I can't, for whatever reason, you know, my dog's dead, you know, cat ate my own work, you know, but they could be, joking aside, they could be on holiday or about to go on holiday. They could have work being done on the property. There could be a bereavement in the family. Here's the thing, right? If it comes round to a holiday, everyone's entitled to a holiday, and it's like, yeah, no worries, thanks for letting me know, and enjoy your holiday. And then what I do is I can try and bring other work forward if I have to, okay, to fill that slot, no problem. But if I turn up on the customer's doormat and they go, "Oh, not today, Chris," that for me is a massive red flag, and I won't take that kind of customer on willingly. And if a customer does say to me, "Oh, you know, not today, Chris," I just, quite frankly, I explain to them that, you know, politely, that they've taken a slot up on the rotor. Now, I have explained to a customer that's done that a couple of years ago, and they went, "Oh, I see. Oh, I am sorry. Right, okay. Well, actually, yeah, go on then. Just do today. Do it then for us." And then it never happened again. But then I've also had customers that say, "Oh, if that's the case, Chris, take us off the rotor. Call this the last one." You know, and it is what it is. But you are better off without those kinds of customers. You can't build a sustainable business on customers that just go, "Oh, not today, mate." You're just spinning your wheels. So, yeah, you've got to have the confidence to sort of tell the customer how you operate. And if they are prepared to, you know, work within the framework that you've set, those are ideal customers. You know. So anyway, I genuinely am interested, and you know, let me know in the comment section. if you do text the customer the night before, if you don't, reasons why, etc. And again, it's not about sort of picking holes in how people do things. I'm genuinely interested, you know. And if you're the sort of person that can tolerate these kinds of, you know, customers that are a bit flaky, let me know how you get on with it. But yeah, for me, it's a massive red flag, and they don't last long on the rotor. So yeah, anyway, everybody enjoy this the week. I hope you have a profitable and productive week, and I shall see you in the next video. All the very best.